So the woman I chose, probably the best choice I could think of, probably the best choice, the Virgin Mary. Because my printer, let me show you how my printer did me though. This is the first thing it printed out. They made Jesus's cloak purplish and the background kind of purplish right here. It's all supposed to be like, pretty much this color. It matches on both sides. And then this is the second one. You see how my printer does me? They made the woman a purple harlot. So now I realized, you know what? I should accompany this with scripture. Okay? So this is the scripture I'm going to put. It's Revelation 17. And on the top, there's arrows pointing up because I'm going to put it below it. Below her. And it says, this represents the Virgin Mary, not a Babylonian harlot. Babylonian isn't capitalized for a good reason. Or should it be? But Mary is for a good reason. And so I'm just going to read 17:2 and 17:5. The whole thing is good though. With whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have made drunk with the wine of her fornication. It says, come hither, I will shew unto thee the judgment of the great whore that sitteth upon many waters, with whom the kings of the earth have committed fornication, and the inhabitants of the earth have been made drunk with the wine of her fornication. You go down to 5. And upon her forehead was a name written, Mystery, Babylon the Great, the mother of harlots and abominations of the earth. So, I thought to myself, well, she does remind me of some of the images of Semiramis. So I said, well, people kind of look the same anyway, in many cases. But I wanted to be sure that people understand, and I know in future videos, bootlickers are not going to get that. Part of the good thing is you can't really tell what her face looks like anyway. And ironically, many of you can't see it, it's usually covered up by my head. Pretty much the same depiction is right there, the Virgin Mary with Jesus. So I already had an example of a good woman on my wall. So after this video, I'm going to put this one up there. Okay, that covers that. So, keep fighting for honor, my friends. Now, I'm not expecting everyone to be perfect. I'm not expecting women to be perfect. But I am expecting them not to be led astray by the mother of all harlots and abominations of the earth, and not to commit adultery with the kings of the earth, as it is written in Revelation. John on Patmos made it clear that yes, there are scum out there. Even on the Greek island, there is scum. Okay, and down in 14 it says, 17:14, these shall make war with the Lamb, and the Lamb shall overthrow them. For he, Lord of lords and the King of kings, and they that are with him are called and chosen and faithful. I am called, my friends. I am chosen, my friends. I am faithful. And if my message resonates with you, then you are chosen as well. You are called. And I would hope that you are faithful. They make war with us. We must overcome them, spiritually and otherwise. Some serious stuff going on here. Honor, my friends. Honor and what it means. Some people believe that you should, some people have a code of honor where they accept the blame for whatever their boss does. They protect the image of their boss, the reputation of their boss by any means necessary. And I can kind of understand them, but, I understand them, but I don't agree with them. I serve the Lord Almighty. God is greatest, my friends. It's very interesting. I didn't put all these pictures on in one fit of insanity. They incrementally were put on. Just like when I was growing the plants in my closet, I had a bunch of trash bags because it was the first time I ever grew it indoors, and so I had trash bags hanging everywhere with pieces of paper, and it fed into this misconception that I was crazy or something, right? Because the wind had come through, blew it around, and so on. It's the same thing with this. I incrementally putting this stuff on. I didn't put this stuff all on at once in a crazy state of mind. And even if I had, it doesn't look too bad. I mean, you know. And it's these little things that they will point to and they say he's obsessive compulsive. He did it when he's manic, and so on. You know, you will hear videos, even on my Psychiatry is a Fraud 2016 playlist, where I talk quickly because I have a time limit. Speaking of a time limit, I don't want to make this video more than about 8 minutes, so let me just wrap this up. Women, do the right thing, okay? Do the right thing. Don't do what's socially normative if it is the wrong thing. Stop being a pack animal. Stop being a conformist. Stop assimilating into the norms of Babylon's system. These norms are set by corporate America, globalist corporate, Earth. There's powerful people having their way, and they try to influence me as well. They try to get me to sell out all the time. They try everything. They try to intimidate me. They try to play me out. They try to get me to sell out. They try everything pretty much at the same time. And I believe in my last video you heard, my mother coughing. I suffer, and if you live by me, you pretty much suffer as well. And it is also a blessing, though. God sees that people are suffering just for being associated with me, and they are blessed. In a way, my family is being forced to carry their crosses to a certain extent. It is sad. It's not that funny, but it is what it is. My mother could die tomorrow, and I'd have to then decide whether to stop everything I'm doing and deal with my adversaries. But I'm going to end it here. You have to understand what it means to fight for honor. Why I was harsh on the groups that I'm harsh on, the spiritual bottom feeders. Let's face it, they have gathered together against me like the armies of Gog and Magog. And just because they're numerous doesn't mean I'm not going to address them together. Would you pretend like the armies of Gog and Magog aren't what they are? And say, well, let's just try to take them on one at a time while they're all launching attacks on you together. And tell your allies, well, they're not all bad, but they're all constantly attacking you and trying to bring in Babylon's New World Order. Or would you say, well, our enemies are the armies of Gog and Magog. I know there's a lot of them. I know you people think that I should have addressed them one at a time, or perhaps one person at a time. But let's face it, they are warring against us on behalf of selfishness, conformity, cowardice, all the childish traits I talk about. Shallowness, materialism, conformity, evilness, and lies. The childish traits of the childish traits of the New World Order, the truly childish traits that the spiritual bottom feeders have in common. Yeah. What they have in common, my friends. And it's like, look, it's your choice to be a spiritual bottom feeder. When you say, I am this, not that I'm making a mistake, or not that I have a problem that I'm having trouble addressing and I'm praying to God about, but you say, I am a Satanist. I am the one, someone who believes in criminality, a mobster, whatever. I am a feminist. I am one of the LGBT community. I am a feminist. I am a racist. I am an atheist. When you say that, my friends, you are a spiritual bottom feeder. You have cut off your connection. You have ignored it. It's like you have a priceless artifact in your home and you're ignoring it. It's way worse than that, but I'm just trying to put something out there that the spiritual bottom feeders, a bunch of materialistic people can understand. This priceless artifact, and you're ignoring it. You're saying, well, I'm just going to block that out because this is what I am. I'm a dumbass who doesn't acknowledge the most priceless gift in life. God, and the moral code, and the lifestyle, and the path you must travel to connect with God. Oh, it's a glorious feeling, my friends. I want to tell you, when you clean yourself up and you relax, and you have time to meditate and connect with God, it's a glorious feeling. Even when you're grimy and you're fasting and you're miserable, you might be in the woods somewhere, in the jungle, in the desert, and you're connecting with God, and you have this revelation, an epiphany. You have this spiritual experience. You have a revelation. Okay? Just like the first word I use is pretty much there, just like Revelation 17. Oh yes, my friends. I know I went over 3.5 minutes over at least. So let me end it there. Understand what it means to have honor. And it will lead you away from the life of a spiritual bottom feeder. It will lead you toward selflessness. It will lead you toward the principles. And to truly grasp why these principles are so important and not just man-made concepts. That's one of the problems with atheism, besides it leads to materialism, is it's impossible. Because some atheists are materialistic, but all of them fail to truly appreciate why these principles are so important. To them, they are just man-made ideas that sound good and feel good. They don't truly grasp that they are divine and sacred. Thank you.